You are not gonna believe how good this stuff works until you try it for yourself. I mean, before I got this stuff, I was having a hard time just getting 185 pounds up. But then this showed up, and after I started taking it, literally my very next workout, I was repping 205 like it was nothing. But if you wanna get the best results from this, you gotta make sure that you are taking it right. Hello, and today we have another supplement review. It is the new pre-workout from Doucette's Harder Than Last Time supplement line. We're gonna cover the taste, the effectiveness, and of course the price. But before we do, in case it wasn't extremely obvious to you, that intro was a joke. Taking this stuff is not gonna increase your bench press by 20 pounds just from dry scooping it. And please, do not dry scoop pre-workouts, whether it's this or anything else. These things are designed to be mixed with water for the chemical processes to work properly, so you're just hurting yourself if you do that, and it's silly. I mean, you might get a lot of views, but just don't do it. So, easy enough, we're gonna start out with taste. I mean, this, if it's not good, you're not gonna want it, right? So, I'm gonna taste this. It is called Pink Candy Blast. Don't take a lot, because we don't want her all cracked up on pre-workout.
Very sweet. And
be up all night. Any more than she is. What does it taste like?
I think it tastes like strong pink lemonade.
Pink lemonade? If you like pink lemonade, then it's good. Kind of candyish flavor. Just to compare, I've been using this RYSE Pre Workout, the Tiger's Blood. I got it, didn't really like it. And then I got this Mango Extreme, and it's okay. I mean, it's not great, but I like it better than the other one, so already this tastes better than the stuff I've used. So that's a plus for me already in the taste department. So tastes good. That's one of the most important things, because if you don't like it, you're not going to keep having it. But let's move on to the effectiveness of it. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like I know what all these ingredients mean on this pre-workout. But if you want to see that, I'm pretty sure Greg made a breakdown video of all the ingredients, as well as Derek from Plates for Dates. I'll link both their videos in here. So if you really want to see what all these things do for you in the pre-workout, then that's there for you. But there are a couple things I want to cover, and I'm going to compare it with this RYSE that I've been using. First off, we have one scoop is 40 servings, but you can do 2 scoops and that gives you 20 servings. Whereas this one, you have 1 scoop and it's 25 servings. However, I can't take more than about 2/3 of this, and it's just too much for me. So that comes out to about 41 scoops for me, doing 2/3 scoops. And then this one, same thing. I do 1 scoop, and that's the 40 servings for me. So serving size or amounts about the same for both of these, just comparing them. And the reason that is they both have beta alanine, and if you're not aware, that's the thing that makes you feel kind of itchy if you get too much of it. So in 1 scoop of this, we have 2,000 milligrams or 2 grams of beta alanine. This one, in 1 scoop, we have 3,200 milligrams, 3.2 grams. So 2/3 of that, it's around 2. So they end up being about the same. I tried 2 scoops on these a couple days, and I got like really itchy, and that just makes my workouts worse. So 1 scoop works good for me. I get like a little bit of a tingle. I can kind of feel something, but it's not annoying. It doesn't affect my workout. So if you don't like that itchy feeling, go with the 1 scoop. It'll last you longer. Even better, just like when I use 2/3 over that, get too itchy. Don't like it at all. The other thing that I want to point out is the caffeine. So this has 370 milligrams of caffeine for a full scoop. So that ends up being about 250-ish when you take 2/3. Whereas the 1 scoop of this, which is what I take, is 175. So this has less, 75 grams less, which is something I like, because I'm trying to cut back on caffeine. I don't want to get dependent on it. I want to be taking it all the time, because they say that the more you have, the more you build up a tolerance. And I've heard people say, you know, you should cycle off a pre-workout so that they're more effective, because you'll just need more and more because you get tolerant, which I kind of do, like not purposely, but I have to go out of town usually every month for about a week to 7 to 10 days, something like that. And I don't take any of this stuff with me, so it's kind of like I cycle on and off. And I try not to have too much caffeine. I'm even getting a lot of caffeine-free diet sodas now to kind of help mitigate that. I like the lower amounts so that I'm not constantly getting a lot of caffeine. That's really good for me. And the rest of the stuff, like I said, I'll link those videos if you want to see what those different things mean. But as far as how well does it work, obviously, like I said, you're not going to bench 20 pounds extra just from taking this. But I've kind of wondered a lot, like, how effective are pre-workouts? Is it a placebo thing? I don't know a whole lot about what everything does, but I trust a lot of different sources who say that pre-workouts and creatine are some of the best sources supplements for people, naturals to use that'll help you out. So I want to get every advantage I can. And speaking of creatine, this the normal creatine recommended amount is about 5 grams in most scoops that you take per day. Whereas something that this has that this doesn't is creatine. So we have creatine monohydrate, 2,500 milligrams or 2.5 grams. So basically half a serving if you're doing the 1 scoop in this, whereas this has none. So you're getting some creatine mixed in with this. So then don't necessarily need to take as much. If you get creatine, you're getting it from the pre-workout. So that's something good too that I like that this has over the RYSE. So as far as effectiveness, you know, that's up to you if you think pre-workouts are good. I feel like it's helped. There's been times where I go to work out and I just don't have as good a workout when I take it, but a lot of that can be thrown up to, you know, I didn't get good sleep, and you know, we've got a newborn like you just saw, and lots of kids in the house don't always get good sleep, and I'm sure that affects you a lot more than whether or not you take a pre-workout. So make sure you're getting your sleep, super important. And finally, price. So I wrote down some numbers here just comparing these two. Both of these, like I said, this ends up being 40 servings when you're doing the 1 scoop. When I'm doing 2/3 scoops of these, it ends up being 41 servings ish, rounded down to 41 from like 41 point something. So both of these are $49.99. But then you add in the shipping for this one is, at least for where I live, it's $8.63. This one is $10.43. So when it comes down to it per serving, this ends up being $1.43 per serving, whereas this ends up being $1.51 per serving. So this is a bit cheaper. However, the kicker is when you get over $150 worth of stuff from here, your shipping's free, at least on domestic shipping. Whereas Greg's, I was checking, the more you get, the shipping cost does go down, but there's not a free option yet. I would think that he's probably gonna come out with something like that once the company grows bigger. Free shipping, maybe to certain areas when you buy a certain amount of stuff. So for me, I mean, that ends up being about $1.23 per serving if you're getting the amount to where you're getting free shipping. So if you're really crunching the numbers, saving pennies and all that, then sure. But I like the stuff that's cheaper. I mean, not cheaper, the stuff that tastes better, and it's gonna be more enjoyable to have. And speaking of the taste, it's pretty intense flavor even with 1 scoop. Like I fill this thing up and I'll usually probably drink maybe 2/3, 3/4 of it right off the bat, and then I'll fill it back up with water and just start drinking the rest throughout my workout. So I'm have a little bit of that flavor. It's still a pretty strong flavor even when I'm down to like 1/3 of the amount that I'm adding water to. So that's pretty good. But also speaking of price, you kind of consider where this has creatine in it. This thing has 90 servings right here, and I think it was like 10 bucks. So now the servings of this are cut into half because I'm getting 2.5 grams from this already. So now this thing lasts even longer. And so you're getting kind of a benefit from that too. So that brings down the cost if you're taking creatine as well. But like I said, for me, I mean, the money's not a huge deal. People act like they don't have a lot of money for stuff, but then they're walking around with brand new iPhones. So you're gonna make money for the things that are important to you. It's so don't complain, you know. And just to point out, I'm not sponsored, not affiliated, anything like that, not yet at least. I really like the protein powder. I made another review on that I'll link up here. You can check it out. Tried it in a bunch of different recipes, had my kids try it. It's pretty good, so I definitely suggest checking that out as well. But so far, I've liked this. I'm gonna keep using it, and once these run out, I'm just gonna keep stocking up on these. His protein powder and his pre-workout are definitely good. I've been enjoying it. But be sure to check out @Camber Fitness Instagram, growing there, growing on Facebook, all kinds of places. I really wanna help you guys out with all kinds of ideas. Meals you can do, workouts, all that stuff. I post what I'm doing all the time just to help you. I'm not trying to sell stuff, not now at least, but just wanna help out as much as I can. So try it out. Let me know if you like it. Let me know what you think of it, and we'll see you soon.